Today we dive into 3 shocking betrayals, an unexpected Plan B discovery, a family battle over love, and a phantom pregnancy that ripped a marriage apart. When I opened the kitchen garbage, a shredded Plan B box fell into my hands. My mind raced. I'd had a vasectomy years ago, so why would my wife need emergency contraception? The paper was ripped, the instructions half visible, a silent accusation hanging in the air. I felt my heart slam against my ribs, a mix of betrayal and disbelief flooding every thought. That night, the kitchen lights seemed colder, and the silence between us grew louder than any argument ever could. We met in college, bonded over late-night pizza runs, and married after 5 years of laughter, travel, and shared dreams. 10 years together felt like a single, seamless story. Our friends called us the perfect match. We celebrated anniversaries with trips, bought a dog, and built a home that felt like a sanctuary. Trust was our foundation. I never imagined a secret could slip through the cracks of a decade-long partnership. The weight of that history made the shattered trust feel impossible to bear. In the months before the discovery, my wife started taking extra walks after work, her phone buzzing with messages she hid quickly. She avoided intimacy, citing fatigue, and her laughter felt rehearsed during family gatherings. I brushed off my unease, telling myself stress was the culprit, but the lingering scent of a stranger's cologne and the sudden secrecy around her calendar nagged at me. Those tiny red flags felt insignificant until the shredded box forced a confrontation I could no longer avoid. I confronted her in the living room, voice trembling, asking directly about the torn Plan B. Her eyes widened, then filled with tears, as if the question had struck a nerve deeper than any accusation. She stammered, denied wrongdoing, then shattered into sobs, shouting that I didn't trust her. The room felt like a pressure cooker, each word a hammer striking a fragile glass heart. The truth, whether she had used it or not, remained hidden, but the betrayal was undeniably real. We spent weeks apart, me at a friend's couch, her in a hotel. I consulted a lawyer, and she gave me an ultimatum: apologize, promise never to bring it up, and trust her fully. I chose to leave the marriage, realizing love cannot survive constant suspicion. Today I focus on healing, attending therapy, and rebuilding my sense of self. The broken pieces remind me that trust is fragile, but my future holds the promise of healthier, honest connections. From a broken marriage to a family battle over love, the next betrayal cuts across generations and color. The night my boyfriend arrived for dinner, my grandparents' faces hardened, eyes darting away as soon as I introduced him. Their silence was louder than any argument. They whispered behind my back, daring to reject the man I loved because of his skin color. The tension hung like a storm cloud over the table, and I felt my heart split between the love I cherished and the family that raised me. That moment marked the beginning of a painful cultural clash. We'd been together for 3 years, meeting at a community art class where his passion for history matched my curiosity. He was kind, supportive, and eager to meet my family. Our future felt bright. We talked about traveling, buying a house, and building a life that blended both cultures. My grandparents had always been protective, but never hostile. The love we nurtured felt strong enough to withstand any obstacle, yet the disapproval threatened to crumble the foundation we'd built. Before the dinner, my grandmother made vague comments about tradition and compatible families. My grandfather's eyes lingered on my boyfriend's hands, as if measuring something unseen. My mother tried to diffuse tension, but the air grew heavy with unspoken judgments. Over weeks, I noticed my grandparents avoiding my calls when my boyfriend was mentioned, and the family photo album stayed closed whenever his name surfaced. Those microaggressions built a wall that felt impossible to climb over. During that fateful dinner, my grandfather pulled me aside, his voice low, saying he feared our family would lose face. He confessed he'd spoken with my aunt, who echoed his concerns about cultural differences. My boyfriend, hearing the whispers, remained calm, sharing stories of his own grandparents' wartime experiences, slowly bridging the gap. As the night progressed, my grandparents' rigid stance softened. They laughed at his anecdotes, slowly allowing him into the conversation, revealing hope amidst the conflict. Weeks later, my grandparents invited my boyfriend for a documentary night, a small but meaningful step. Their acceptance grew, and they began asking about his family, his dreams, his future. Today we celebrate their evolving bond with regular family gatherings, and my boyfriend's cousin even shares a photo of his wedding with my grandparents smiling. The journey taught me that love can reshape prejudice, and patience can turn hostility into genuine connection. From cultural reconciliation, we moved to a haunting phantom pregnancy that shattered a marriage from within. When I opened the bathroom cabinet, I found a half-filled pregnancy test, its line faint but unmistakable. My wife stared at it, eyes wide, whispering, "It's real." I was stunned. She'd never been pregnant before, and we'd both taken multiple tests that read negative. The room felt claustrophobic as the possibility of twins loomed, turning our kitchen into a battlefield of hope, fear, and disbelief. That single moment cracked the fragile peace of our marriage. We'd been married 8 years, sharing a home, a golden retriever, and a mutual love for hiking. Our dream of children had been delayed by infertility, but we remained supportive, attending appointments together. When we finally discovered we couldn't conceive, we turned to adoption, staying optimistic. The bond felt unbreakable. We celebrated birthdays, anniversaries, and even small victories like fixing a leaky faucet together. The sudden belief that we were expecting twins felt like a miracle, then a nightmare. Months before the test, my wife joined online forums about phantom pregnancies, posting daily updates about baby bumps that didn't exist. She bought maternity bras, decorated a nursery, and talked about the twins' names to friends who encouraged her. I noticed her mood swings, her sudden aversion to certain foods, and her constant checking of my stomach for movement. I tried to be supportive, but the silence between us grew as I sensed a deepening denial of reality. The turning point arrived at the doctor's office. After a thorough ultrasound showed nothing, the physician gently explained a condition called a cryptic pregnancy, emphasizing it was medically impossible given our tests. My wife clutched the exam table, tears streaming, shouting that I didn't believe her. The doctor's calm demeanor contrasted sharply with her panic, and I felt helpless watching her spiral, the room echoing with her cries and my own growing dread. We chose therapy, both individual and as a couple, to untangle the grief and mental strain. My wife eventually accepted that she'd been experiencing a phantom pregnancy, and we began focusing on adoption again, now with clearer eyes. Today we volunteer at a local shelter, finding purpose together, and the emptiness that once haunted our home has softened into a shared hope. The betrayal was not of infidelity, but of a mind that betrayed trust, and we learned to heal together. Betrayal can come in many forms, from hidden pills to family prejudice, to a mind that convinces you of a false reality. Yet each story shows that strength grows from pain, and healing is possible. What would you have done in their shoes? Drop your thoughts below.